Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video on my channel. So if you bought the Askar SQA55 telescope, or if you're planning to buy this telescope and now you're not sure how to really prepare that telescope for astrophotography, then this video will be quite helpful to you. Because in this video I'm planning to build up this setup step by step. So I'm talking about the different components that I'm planning to attach to this telescope. I'm planning to talk about how to do that, which adapters you'll need, all of that stuff, so that you can prepare your telescope for your own deep sky astrophotography session. So recently I've seen that this telescope is becoming more and more popular into the hobby of astrophotography. So more and more people are using that system, which is definitely an aspect that I can totally understand, because the optical quality of the optical component, and generally speaking the quality of this telescope, is just simply amazing. So in this video I'll guide you step by step through the process of really setting up this telescope. Before starting, I'd like to mention that this video is not sponsored, I'm not being paid for it, and all products shown in this video were purchased by myself. But now let's get started. So for sure, first of all, when planning to build up this system, you have to remove the dew shield and attach it right at the front of a telescope. The next thing that you have to do is attaching the quick release handlebar, which you can simply remove off this telescope, which is definitely a great design, a great feature that I really like about this scope. So you can just simply remove that and can simply attach it right at the back of the scope, back again, and that is definitely so easy. So you can just remove the screw and now it's already attached to the telescope. It's a great design, I really enjoy using that one. The next thing I'm planning to attach to this system is for sure the camera, because it's a very important component. If you're planning to do so, first of all you have to remove this adapter right at the back of the telescope. You can simply remove that, and then you can already see through the telescope. So in this case I'll have to attach a filter later on, so this is what I'll be doing later on, because that's very important for really capture the best possible results. So I'm using a 2-inch UV-ER cut filter. So after removing that part, we'll have to use the spacer rings in order to achieve the perfect back focus. So in this case I'm planning to use the CWO ASI 533 MC Pro, which is a cool dedicated astrophotography camera. So it's definitely a very great camera that I enjoy using for astrophotography so much. So here we go. This is the camera. So we have different USB ports, a power supply, all of the stuff that we'll need for really powering this camera later on. So we'll have to achieve the perfect back focus. Therefore I am using different spacer rings that usually do come with your camera. So in this case I'm using a 16.5 spacer ring in combination with a 21mm spacer ring, and you can directly attach them these adapters right at the back of your scope. So this is what we'll be doing right now. Let me do that. So when talking about back focus, I'll have to mention that this telescope has a special design, which means that achieving the perfect back focus is not that important. So usually when using telescopes, you'll have to achieve the perfect back focus of 55mm, for example. That is not that important when using this telescope. So when using this telescope, the back focus is perfect when you're achieving focus. So all you have to do is to achieve focus, and then the back focus is already perfect. That's great. That's an amazing design that makes everything so much easier. In this case I'm trying to go for these 55mm because I know that this works quite well, but as long as you achieve focus, the back focus is great, which is very good. So here we go. This is the camera. You can see the sensor of the camera quite well, and now all you have to do is to attach the camera right at the back of the spacer rings, like this. Here we go. Now we can fix the rotation of the camera with this screw. And now basically the camera is already attached to the scope, and we can basically already capture images. For sure we cannot control the camera, therefore we have to attach more components. And now let's go over to the next one. The next component I'm planning to attach is the CWO ASI Air Pro, which is an Astro computer that allows me to control the entire setup. So there are different versions of this Astro computer. So there's the CWO-ASI Pro, the CWO-ASI Mini, the CWO-ASI Plus. So there are different options. I'm using the Pro version. So this one is essential for controlling all of the components of this system, including the mount and the camera, and later on another system that I'm planning to introduce later on. So when using this scope, you can attach this one right on the top of this quick release handlebar, but when using an auto guiding system, you might have some challenges. Therefore, I've attached a second adapter right here at the back, at the side, that allows me to really attach another component. So I can directly attach that one right here at the side, which makes everything so much easier. Let me do that. Here we go. So now the Astro computer is attached to the Askar SQA55 telescope. So the next things that we'll have to do is just powering the entire setup. So I'm using two different power supplies, one for the mount and the other one for the cooling of the camera, the guiding system, and the Astro computer, and a dew heater, for example. So let me attach that one at the mount. So here we go. So it's this one, and I can directly attach that one at the power supply connection of the mount. Here we go. And then I do have a second one that is for powering the Astro computer. Here we go. And this one looks like this. Now I'm attaching that one right at the back of the Astro computer, and basically that's everything I have to do. For sure, the camera also needs power, and I'm planning to power the camera, so the cooling of the camera, with the ASI Pro. So right at the back we do have different power supplies. So first of all, I'm planning to attach the connection cable for the camera. So I am usually attaching that one at the USB 3.0 adapter, because the images are quite large, and therefore it's very important to really have the image as fast as possible on my tablet. And now let me attach the cable to the back of the camera. So I'm planning to attach that one to the USB 3.0 port. Here we go. Now it's attached. So as I've mentioned, I'm also planning to power the camera with the ASI Pro, and therefore we do have different power supplies or power connections on this side, where you can directly attach this cable. So you can directly attach that one here, and then at the back of the camera. Here we go, and now our camera is having power, so we can power the entire setup with the camera with the ASI Pro. So that's basically everything we have to do. The last component I'm planning to attach is a guide scope. So you do have different options. You can attach an off-axis guider or a guide scope. In this case, I'm planning to use the guide scope. So now you can attach the guide scope on the top of the telescope, like this. Here we go. So you have to remove the screws first. Here we go. Now the guide scope is attached to the telescope, and now I am planning to connect the guiding camera to the ASI Pro, like this. Here we go. So you can attach the cable to the USB 2.0 port or the 3.0 port. When using a USB stick, I'm planning to attach it to the USB 2.0 port, because I'm using the USB stick at the USB 3.0 port, because then the speed is a bit faster, which is quite essential. So this guide scope helps me to really capture longer total exposure times, which is essential in astrophotography. The last cable I do need is this one, which helps me to control the mount with the ASI Pro. So this is what I'll be doing right now. Here we go. So it's this cable. The one side looks like this, and the other one like this. So I can directly attach that one at the back of the mount, and then the other one to the ASI Air Pro. Here we go. And that's basically everything you have to do in order to really prepare your setup for astrophotography. If you have any further questions about preparing this telescope for astrophotography, feel free to ask me down below in the comments. I will definitely help you. And if you have any further questions about the components and all of that stuff, feel free to ask me down below in the comments. If you would like to further support me, you can now become a member of my channel. Becoming a member of my channel would really support me, and your support really means a lot to me, and becoming a member of my channel definitely has some advantages for you. So if this video was interesting and helpful to you, I would really appreciate a like and a subscription. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, clear skies, Felix.